Hello there, my dear friend and fellow traveler. Have you ever found yourself awake at 3 in the morning, when the whole world outside is fast asleep, yet there you are, lying in the dark, eyes wide open, staring up at the ceiling? It is such a private feeling, isn't it? And sometimes a very lonely one. You might hear the steady tick-tock of the clock on the wall, the low hum of the refrigerator downstairs, or perhaps just the quiet creaking of your own joints as you try to get comfortable. You try to close your eyes, telling yourself, go to sleep, there is so much to do tomorrow. Or perhaps, you need to rest, the doctor said it's important for your blood pressure. And yet, the harder you try, the further sleep drifts away. Just like a butterfly fluttering out of reach. Then your mind begins a journey on a one-way ticket. It travels back 20 years, digging up a harsh word once spoken, or an opportunity that slipped through your fingers. Or perhaps it races forward to the future. Worries about your health, your children, your retirement savings, or simply a quiet fear about the passing of time. I want you to know something important. You are not alone in that dark room. Millions of friends from our generation, from sunny California to the chill of New York, are sharing this very moment with you. This restlessness is not your fault. It is not a sign of weakness, and it certainly is not a failure. It is simply a signal that your mind and body are temporarily out of sync, like a gentle instrument that has gone a little out of tune and just needs a caring hand to adjust the strings. So let's soften your shoulders. We are here together to find that rhythm once again. My dear friend, before we dive into the method to find sleep again, I would like to invite you to join me on a short tour. We will go inside your own headquarters, the brain, to decode the mystery of these sleepless nights. Many of us, when tossing and turning at 2 or 3 in the morning, often blame ourselves. We tell ourselves, why do I worry so much? Why can't I turn this head off? Or even more bitterly, am I starting to become senile, becoming weak? I want to tell you right now, that is not your fault. Insomnia, or what I call nighttime mental busyness, is actually a biological reaction, an ancient protective mechanism of the human species. It is simply operating a little excessively at this age. To understand this clearly, let's get acquainted with the two main characters who are directing the late-night drama inside your head. The first character, neuroscientists call the default mode network. Imagine your brain is like a car. When you focus on working, reading a book, or cooking, you are pressing the gas to go in a specific direction. But when you get into bed and turn off the lights, do you think you have turned off the car? Not exactly. The brain simply shifts to idling mode. And this is exactly when the default mode network wakes up. This network has a very special habit. It never agrees to stay still in the present. It is a professional time traveler. When there is nothing specific to do, like when you are lying still in the dark, this network will automatically rewind old movies. For young people, it might be worry about tomorrow's work. But for our generation, those who have passed through more than half a life, the archive of the past is endless. Therefore, this traveler often pulls you back to distant years. A wrong decision at age 30, a word that hurt a loved one at age 40, or regret over what has been lost. It is also very good at projecting into the future. But at the age of 60 or 70, the future often contains many uncertainties about health, about separation. This network starts drafting hypothetical scenarios. If I get sick tomorrow, who will take care of me? What if savings are not enough? Science calls this mind wandering. The problem is the brain cannot distinguish between what is a thought and what is reality. When you lie on a soft mattress but think about a pain in the past, the brain will activate the exact same emotions as if you were experiencing that pain right now. And just like that, sleep flies away. The second character, playing an even more important role in stealing your sleep, is the amygdala. This is a small almond-shaped mass lying deep in the brain, acting as the center for processing emotions and fear. Imagine the amygdala as a loyal sentry or a smoke detector in the house of your body. His only duty is to keep you safe. Thousands of years ago, when our ancestors still lived in caves, sleep was the most dangerous time because predators could attack. Therefore, the sentry amygdala always had to sleep with one eye open. He is programmed to react to every strange change. Today, we no longer fear tigers or leopards. But when we get older, the amygdala's definition of danger has changed. When you lie down, the space is so quiet you can hear your heartbeat. Or perhaps you feel a slight, sharp pain in the lower back, a bit of shortness of breath, or simply loneliness rushing in. With a young person, that is just a normal thing. But with the amygdala of a sensitive older person, he considers that a threat. Something is wrong, the amygdala screams. Is this pain a serious illness? Why is this silence so scary? Immediately, he presses the red alarm button. Instead of secreting melatonin, the hormone that helps with sleepiness and relaxation, your body is pumped full of cortisol and adrenaline, stress hormones. This is exactly when the paradox happens, a feeling that English describes very well as tired but wired. Physically, your body's exhausted, back tired, eyes tired, limbs falling apart. You crave sleep, but inside your blood is rushing with the energy of battle brought by cortisol. Your heart beats a little faster to pump blood to muscles, preparing to run away. Body temperature rises, making you feel hot, uncomfortable, and the brain switches to a state of high alert, hyperarousal. You try to lie still, but your mind is racing. You try to count sheep, but the sheep turn into worries. That is the fight or flight mechanism taking place right on your bed. You are fighting with your own shadow, and the most ironic thing about this biological mechanism is, the harder you try to sleep, the more awake you are. Why? Because when you look at the clock and see 3 a.m., you start to worry. Oh no, insomnia again. Tomorrow blood pressure will rise. This worried thought is yet another new danger signal sent to the amygdala. The amygdala pumps more cortisol, and the vicious cycle just continues like that until dawn breaks. Sound pessimistic, doesn't it? But my friend, here is the most important part. Neuroscience regarding neuroplasticity has proven that, even at age 70 or 80, our brains still have the ability to change. We cannot turn off the default mode network or throw away the amygdala. They are a part of life, but we can navigate them. We cannot use thoughts to fight thoughts, just like we cannot use fire to put out fire. The only way to notify the amygdala that everything is fine, there is no tiger at all, this is just a soft bed, is through the path of body sensation. When you shift your attention from the stories in your head down to the sensations of heat, cold, numbness, fatigue on your limbs, you are performing a biological circuit breaker flip. You cut the power source supplying the anxiety brain area, prefrontal cortex, and transfer that energy to the sensing brain area, sensory cortex. When the amygdala notices you are focusing on slow breathing, on the relaxation of muscles, it will automatically understand, the master is relaxing. If there were danger, he would have run. Who would lie loose like this? Okay, turn off the alarm. Brothers, rest. That is when the sympathetic nervous system, fight, gives way to the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest. Heart rate slows down, blood pressure goes down, and the door to sleep automatically opens. Understanding this mechanism, you will see yourself no longer as a victim of insomnia. You are the captain learning how to steer your ship out of the whirlpool, using science and understanding. So now, how to perform that miraculous circuit breaker flip? Let us come together to the ancient Vipassana technique, recognized by modern science as the most powerful natural sedative. My dear friend, we have just walked together through the complex corridors of neuroscience. We have learned that the sleep thief is not a demon, but simply biological mechanisms that are operating a little too intensely. So now, how do we, those who are on the other side of the hill of life, tame that wild horse of the mind? How do we invite sleep back without using sedative pills full of side effects? The answer lies in ancient wisdom from the East, a method I call the art of anchoring in the storm. In the Vipassana meditation tradition, also known as insight meditation, meditation masters found a golden rule. The mind wanders, but the body is always honest. Imagine your mind is like a kite. When the string breaks, when you lose control, that kite is swept away by the wind. to a past full of regrets, or to a future full of anxiety. That kite has no stopping point, and that is why you lose sleep. To hold the kite back, you need a stake driven firmly into the ground. In meditation practice, that stake, that great anchor, is your physical body. Why the body? Because your body does not know how to time travel. Your aching leg is hurting right now. Your breath is happening right now. Your heart is beating right now. The body always lives in the continuous present tense. It is the only truth you can grasp when the mind is lost in the mist of illusions. The technique we will use to drop anchor is called the body scan. But please do not misunderstand. This is not a medical exam. We do not scan to find disease. We scan to find connection. I love comparing the elderly body to an ancient house full of memories. We have lived in this house for 60, 70 years now. There are doors that are a bit creaky, water pipes that are rusty, cracks on the walls due to time. That is the natural law. But how long has it been since you truly visited each room in that house with love instead of complaint? The body scan technique is like holding a small flashlight with a soft yellow light, taking a walk around the house of your body before bed. You shine the light on your big toe. Hello, friend. Are you tired today? You shine the light on your lower back. Ah, hello, old friend. The weather turned windy, so you hurt a little, right? The secret of Vipassana lies in the attitude of the person holding the light. You pass through body areas as an observer, not a fixer or a judge. Usually, when we pay attention to the body, we judge. This back is too terrible. This leg makes me suffer so much. That very judgment creates tension, and tension chases sleep away. In body scan, we practice non-judgment. Pain is known as pain. Fatigue is known as fatigue. Warmth is known as warmth. Just note it, smile, and move on. I know for many in our generation, feeling the body is sometimes very scary because the aging body often comes with chronic pains, arthritis, sciatica, shoulder pain. You fear that if you focus on it, the pain will become clearer. So how can you sleep? Here is a profound psychological paradox I want you to contemplate. What you resist persists. When you lie there and hate the knee pain, you are sending a war signal down to the knee. Muscles around the pain area will contract to defend, and this makes the pain worse. Vipassana wisdom teaches us a different approach. Softening. Instead of gritting your teeth to endure or trying to ignore it, try approaching that pain with curiosity and compassion. Imagine the pain is like a fussy, crying child. You cannot yell at the child, "Stop crying right now so Grandpa can sleep." The more you yell, the louder he cries. Instead, you, as a gentle grandfather or grandmother, hug that child and say, "Grandpa knows you are uncomfortable. Grandpa is here with you." When you breathe into the pain area and relax the muscles around that pain, a miracle will happen. The pain might not disappear completely. Let's be realistic with each other. But the suffering accompanying the pain will dissolve. The pain becomes purer, less thorny, and no longer has enough strength to keep you awake. Back to the scientific perspective a bit so you see the logic here. Our brain finds it very hard to do two things at once. It can hardly worry about the future, thinking mode, while deeply feeling the little toe tingling, sensing mode. When you actively move your attention from head to toe, like a stream of warm water flowing over the body, you are pulling the firewood from under the pot. You withdraw energy from the brain, where thoughts are boiling, and disperse it to the whole body. The more detailed the sensation, the weight of the heel touching the mattress, the friction of the skin against the blanket, the warmth in the palm of the hand, the smaller the noise in the head becomes. That is how we trick the brain spectacularly. We don't force it to stop thinking, because the more you force, the more you think. But we invite it to play a different, more interesting game, the sensation game. Finally, I want to share with you the most important secret of this method. If you practice body scan with the sole purpose of doing this to sleep immediately, you will likely fail. Why? Because that desire itself is a form of pressure. Change your purpose. Tonight, when you lie down, tell yourself, I am doing this exercise not to force myself to sleep. I am doing it to give my body the deep relaxation it deserves. Treat sleep like a cat. If you chase it, it will run away. But if you sit still, relaxed, soothing your own self, the sleep cat will tiptoe in and curl up in your lap before you know it. That is the spirit of Wu Wei from the East. Doing without doing, efforting without straining. When you let go of the goal must sleep, you will feel incredibly light. And right at that moment of letting go, when the boundary between you and the world blurs, is also when you sink into a beautiful dream. That is the wisdom of mindfulness. Using mindfulness to enter sleep. A beautiful paradox, isn't it, my friend? In the next part, we will redefine old age together, to see that these sleepless nights are not a curse, but an opportunity. My dear friend, there is an invisible prejudice in modern society that sometimes even we unintentionally believe. It is the idea that old age is a downward slope, that when we age, everything breaks down, eyes blur, legs slow, and sleep crumbles. We look at those tossing and turning nights at 3 a.m. as proof of our own decline. But let me, Breath Journey, tell you a different story, a story that both science and spirituality agree upon. Age 60, 70, or 80 is not a cold and withering winter. It is a brilliant and ripening golden autumn. If youth is the spring of sprouting and summer is the season of vigorous growth, then old age is when the tree of life bears sweet fruit. It is when the sap of life no longer flows wildly out to the branches and leaves to show off, but gathers deep inside, concentrating into wisdom and peace. So let's look at our sleep again in the light of this ripening. First, let's be fair with science. It is true that the sleep of older adults is different from that of the young. When you were 20, you could sleep straight for 9 hours, dead to the world, sleeping through thunder. That was because your body at that time needed huge amounts of growth hormone to build muscle and bone. You needed deep, coma-like sleep to grow up. But now you are fully grown. You do not need to grow anymore physically. Your body is smarter than you think. It adjusts the architecture of sleep. We sleep a little less, and sleep is a little shallower. Light sleep increases, deep sleep decreases. Do not view this as a pathology. View it as evolution. In ancient tribes, the elders were always the night watchers. Because their sleep was light, they easily woke up at strange noises to protect their descendants. Your alertness at night, genetically speaking, is a gift, a protective function of nature. Therefore, when you wake up in the middle of the night, do not panic. Do not tell yourself, oh no, my body is broken. Smile and think, my night watcher mode is working well. I am still connected to the rhythm of my ancestors. This change of perspective, reframing, immediately removes the psychological burden. You are not a victim of old age. You are the keeper of the watch. I know the feeling of waking up when your spouse next to you is sound asleep, or when children are far away, can be very lonely. Darkness often magnifies sadness. But let's try flipping the problem. For a whole lifetime, who did you live for? In your 30s, you stayed up because of a crying baby. In your 40s, you lost sleep over career worries, bread and butter. In your 50s, you worried about responsibilities to aging parents, to society. For almost your entire life, your time was sliced up and shared with others. Now this 3 a.m. hour is time for you alone. The noisy world out there has gone silent. No one is calling, no one is asking for favors, no emails need answering. There is only you and the immense silence of the universe. Do not call it insomnia. Call it sacred solitude. This is when you can hear your own breathing most clearly. This is when you can contemplate life with gratitude without being disturbed. Turn suffering into enjoyment. In Buddhism, the quietest period before dawn is called the hour of the devas, the time when the energy of heaven and earth is purest, most favorable for meditation and practice. You are being invited to that banquet of silence. Why refuse it to try forcing yourself back into dreams? My dear friend, there is a truth that is a bit harsh but also full of motivation. We do not have too much time left to waste. When young, we could waste time sleeping in. But at this age, every moment is precious. If sleep does not come, treat it as a signal. All right, if the body doesn't want to sleep yet, I will use this time to care for my soul. Instead of tossing and turning, counting sheep in frustration, practice the body scan as we discussed in the previous part, or practice meta meditation. sending loving energy to children, to friends, and to your own pains. Turn your bed into a dojo. When you lie still, deeply relaxed, not sleeping, but not thinking either, science calls this NSDR, non-sleep deep rest. Studies from Stanford University have shown that 20 minutes of lying in deep relaxation in an NSDR state has the ability to restore the body equivalent to a short nap. Meaning, you do not need to sleep to recover. Just by lying still, mind not resisting, relaxing the whole body, even if you stay awake until morning, you will still wake up with energy 100 times more positive than lying there struggling, rolling over and over with a frustrated mood. Finally, facing insomnia is the greatest practice for spiritual maturity, learning to surrender control. All our lives we have strived to control everything. Control work, raise children into adults, control finances. We are used to the idea that if I try hard, I will achieve it. But sleep is the only thing you cannot achieve by trying. The more you try, the more you lose. Sleep teaches us humility. It teaches us that there are things belonging to nature. We can only prepare ourselves to receive, not force. Old age is when we learn to go with the flow. Tonight, if you wake up, try whispering this mantra to yourself. If I can sleep, that's wonderful. If I cannot sleep, that's fine too. I am lying here, warm, safe, and resting. That is enough. When you lift the pressure of must sleep off your shoulders, you will feel your chest become light. You no longer fear the dark night. You become a peaceful friend to the night. And do you know what? At the very moment you truly no longer care whether you sleep or not, sleep will tiptoe over and kiss your eyelids lightly. That is the reward for surrender. Old age is not the end. It is the dawn of clarity. And those sleepless nights, if looked at correctly, are the guiding stars for that clarity. Let the wisdom of 70 years of life lead you into sleep, not the fear of a child. And now join me. Let us turn these philosophies into action. Prepare for the best sleep you have had in years. Now, if you are ready, let us perform a short body scan practice together. You do not need to do anything at all. Simply lie down in your most comfortable position. Let your phone be set aside. You only need to listen to my voice. Take a deep breath in, feeling your belly rise like a small balloon, and breathe out very slowly, feeling as if your whole body is sinking deep down into the mattress. Now bring your attention, like a warm ray of sunlight, down to the toes of your left foot. Do you feel any warmth or perhaps a light tingling sensation? No need to analyze, simply note it. Relax those toes. Imagine the muscles there are melting away like warm butter. Shift your attention up to your ankles, calves, and knees. If there is any aching in your knee joints, whisper to it, I see you. Thank you for supporting me for so many years. Now please rest. Move up to the thighs, hips, and the belly area. Feel the gentle rising and falling with your breath. This is the anchor of life, up to the chest and the shoulders. The shoulders are where we carry the responsibilities of a lifetime. Allow your shoulders to drop down, casting off every burden of yesterday. Finally, relax your face, smooth your eyebrows, the corners of your eyes, and slightly part your teeth. Let a soft half smile rest gently on your lips. Your body is now a gentle river, drifting lazily toward the ocean of sleep. There is nothing left to do. There is nowhere left to go. My dear friend, if sleep has not yet fully arrived tonight, remember that simply lying still and relaxing deeply like this has already helped your brain recover up to 80% compared to actual sleep. Be patient and love yourself. If you feel this piece is helpful, Breath Journey invites you to click the subscribe button below. Do not see it as subscribing to an entertainment channel. See it as a commitment to self-love. Every time you see my video appear, it is a gentle reminder for you to return and tend to the garden of your soul. I am Breath Journey. I wish you a peaceful sleep and a mind at ease. Good night, my friend.